They got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money. The pressure be calling. Left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phone in progression. It's all that I wanted. The phone in affection. I summon and dub it. Cause I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money. The pressure be calling. Left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phone in progression. It's all that I wanted.
Oh man, I know y'all sick of seeing me. I know. I'm sick of seeing myself sometimes. I want to hold y'all. Anyway, you're listening to the Urban Sports Scene and Bowie TV's Commanders recap show. I'm Wole, joined by Bowie TV's Commanders beat reporter Candi Waller. Candi, what's going on? How are you? It's been a busy
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I told you I got a new tea mix that I drink. You know, little tidbit from a journalist that is up a lot. So an Earl Grey, a bag of Earl Grey tea, and a bag of mint medley.
Okay.
Those 2 tea bags. Just go ahead, you know, have some, and you're gonna be all right. I'll just say one up, and I'm telling you, give it a shot. Let me know what you think.
All right, look, I'm gonna try. I might try. I'm gonna look it up because Lord knows if y'all see me on multiple like the platforms I'm on and whatnot, I swear, like I'm nonstop. But less about me. I was like less about me. Today in the season opener for the Washington Commanders, they defeated the New York Giants 21-6. Before we dive into that game, though, make sure you check out our website, which is theurbansportscene.com. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Make sure you subscribe to the Urban Sports Scene and Bowie TV YouTube channels. If you're in the YouTube chat, we accept super chats. Super chats help us support the shows. So your super chat will be prioritized over all comments if you do supply a super chat within the YouTube chat. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Just search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right. Mention the score. Obviously, it always feels good to win the game. And, you know, players feel real upbeat, but I still want to know the mood in that locker room with Candi after that victory over the Giants.
I think it was what Dan Quinn said, which was sleep fast because tomorrow is Wednesday. So it's business as usual. Even in Jaden Daniels' press conference, it's like, hey, on the Green Bay. You know, I mean, the mood has been good. It's been great. But they're just not the celebratory type. You know, they're just not. And so, especially not after week 1 when they have a short week and it's just a tough opponent. And they have some things to clean up. Let's also be very, very clear. They won the game.
Yeah.
There was a lot of penalties.
Yes.
A lot of penalties. And they got to clean that up.
I'm with you. That's why I was like, I wanted to know what the vibe was. Like, we on Auburn and Go Everything, we were talking about it and saying like, yeah, we dominated. As fans, we like, you know, we dominated the game, but it should have been much worse. It shouldn't have been 21-6. It should have been like 30-0, or whatnot. And I'm talking about on the offensive side. I'm not even talking about the defense. I thought the defense did their job. I just felt like on the offense, like there were a lot of things that were like left on the football field. So I wanted to know did they feel satisfied? Like,
no, I mean they won, but that's what the expectation is. You know, they're not like it is definitely it felt like week 1. It felt like they won the game, but they still didn't fully play their brand of football.
Exactly, I agree.
Right, so it was still unacceptable in some areas, quite frankly. And you can, you know, they had a short week. So it's like, you know, how much you going to celebrate or how much you're going to be like, oh, yay, let's get it. When you're on the road Wednesday evening, you know, you got to play Thursday night and every game matters.
Yes.
You know, there was some references, I will say, too, when they had a short week last year, right? Yeah. Lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then they played the Eagles that Thursday night. So they kind of have gone through, you know, they understand the importance of the short week and the importance of trying to clean up some things because, you know, all opponents are not equal.
Yeah.
Okay, you make some of the mistakes that they made today in a team like the Green Bay Packers. If what everybody saw today is real with them, they're gonna make you pay for it.
Yeah. Now I'm with you. I totally agree. Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got comments for you. Make sure you get your flowers. Candy. Paul said, Candy, great post-game question.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. And there's, plenty of other questions, but, those were two of the ones that were at the top of my list. So thank you very much.
Eric, nice dress, Candy.
Thank you. And it's been a topic today.
The gold has been a topic.
Oh, the gold. People understand the assignment.
They understand the assignment. They understood. They understood.
Burgundy, and you got to do one or the other.
Facts.
So I had the week 1 gold ready.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens Thursday.
George says, how much did DQ talk and others about penalties?
Well, he didn't talk much today about the penalties, right? I mean, he brought them up on his own, and that was part of the things that need to get cleaned up. I mean, obviously, what needs to get cleaned up are the penalties.
Yeah,
that's what they needs to get cleaned up. And there were just a bit of inconsistencies on the offensive side of the ball and things they want to clean up. Some other things he may have brought up when you talk about the returns as well in terms of coverage, things that he didn't quite see what they the way they want to do things. And so good division win, absolutely, but they got some stuff they got to work on for sure. Because it was still way too many penalties than I anticipated them having, as much as they work on that. But that could have been a little bit of, it could have been a little bit of everything why we saw that. But it was way more than what the Giants had. So,
Yeah, which is I thought when they got the first drive on offense, I was like, okay, this is going to be one of those games. They're going to blow this team out, and it's not going to be competitive. Like they're going. Well, I said this. I thought the offense would be nonstop. Let me put it this way. I thought the offense would be nonstop. I thought they were going to be moving throughout the game, scoring touchdowns, whatnot. Even to a point where when they scored the 14, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. Like this is their money. But I felt like things changed. Like obviously what happened in the end of the half. What happened with that game with them not getting an opportunity to kick the field goal with the intentional grounding. Oh, sorry, I got to stop. Sorry, I apologize. Mama Waller, you're in the building.
That is Mom.
Sure. Hey, Mama Waller. But yeah, I felt like that changed anything. But in terms of, I want to get your overall thought. What was your overall thought on the win, on the outcome of the game? What was your overall thought?
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm going to be critical because that's my job. You know what I mean? And I kept it positive.
Yeah.
In the post game, right? And asking a question about Josh Connolly Jr.
Yeah.
One of the plays he missed, resulted in a sack. But overall, he did great.
I agree.
He did great. I was like, yeah, kid.
Yeah, I was proud of him. I thought he did a great job.
Jaden said he knew he was ready, and I said this on my show. I said, "Hey, if Jaden Daniels said he know he's ready, Jaden is not going. He's not going to be as us.
Yeah,
he would have said that if he didn't really believe that.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have said he's not ready, but he for sure wouldn't have said
he is ready. Yeah,
exactly. He wouldn't have said that, and so he was absolutely ready for his moment, and so I was very pleased with that. And so overall, the offensive line too, because there's been a lot of talk about this defensive line. The team was ready. They were ready. It was just week 1 ready. And also recall in training camp, they can't tackle full on.
Yes.
So that's another area where I was kind of like, but I kept it positive. I like what Nick Ballore did on special teams.
Oh, he was an animal. He was a monster.
He was a monster. So I asked about Nick Ballore because that's like a forgotten hero many times on this team and what he brings to this team. So I asked about those too. But, I saw some missed tackles.
I did.
I saw some missed tackles. Definitely, like you said, that score stayed at 14 for a long time. And I said, okay, they're letting them stick around. And why? It is not making sense. It's not, but it just seemed like the team, they got to 14 and they just hit a wall. They hit a snag. And they were doing well, they were doing well, but it wasn't a run the numbers up kind of day.
Yes.
And
agreed.
It became all right, maybe this is part of back during training camp when Coach Kingsbury started talking about time on task, right? And it, when you don't have all of your pieces, so we know that Brandon Coleman was out for a bit, right? We all know Terry was out. We know Noah was out. It gets a little difficult when you're trying to work through all of your pieces. Or without all of your pieces there. And they hit a snag. They just hit a wall, it seemed like. And so that was concerning. That was concerning because it was like, well, what happened? What's wrong? Why aren't you able to make a move? Brian Burns got going. You didn't hear a lot about the defensive line and a lot about the players, but everyone pretty much had who they were winning their one-on-one matchups for the most part. Brian Burns got going, but I'm gonna tell you, if I had to take a look at the Commanders team, and I said this in the press box, I said, the Commanders team and the Giants team toward the end of the game, the Giants defense was gassed.
Yeah,
they made them work for it.
Yeah,
for sure. And Brian Burns was tired. He was tired.
Yeah,
he was making it work. He was doing his thing for a bit there. The run game was what I've seen, and what I anticipated it being based on this offensive line and the talent in that room and how Coach Anthony Lynn has gotten them ready. Still some work needs to be done with the receivers. I thought Noah Brown did an excellent job.
Awesome.
You got to give Debo credit on that touchdown. I mean, that effort, that whole play was just like, wow. One of the things I really appreciate about Jaden Daniels and just the offense overall, if someone makes a mistake, let's go back to the very beginning of the game, right? We see, Zach Ertz, gets a false start. It was something.
A drop pass too. He had a drop pass.
Got a drop pass. It's not going to stop Jaden Daniels from going right back to you.
Fact. Totally agree.
And he did the same. You saw him do that with Debo. You saw him do that with Lane.
Yeah, with Lane. Yep.
So that's what they do. He did it with Austin Eckler. Austin had a moment, then came back on like a third down and got it. And they just keep going, do it again. And that was one of the things that I know I witnessed during training camp and observed was when things didn't hit or click, they did it again. It wasn't like, I ain't going back to you. It was, they just keep rolling. And I saw that. It's also very, very interesting. I will say this, as critical as I can be and am oftentimes, I tell you what, they don't look like they did last year, week 1.
They don't. That's a good thing.
I said, wow, what a difference a year makes. You all know I'm always about progress, right? And I've been watching this staff, this leadership group so closely because they had such a tall task and trying to get rid of 30 years of muck. That is hard. That is difficult. 30, 35 years of muck. This is hard. And so it's week 1. They look different. I'm like, hey, this is a different team right here, buddy. And the defense, I got a little worried at one point. I said, okay, are they going to give away the defense?
They did, no.
They did not. And this defense is different. I tell you all, I say, hey, look, listen, these folks are different. Javon Kinlaw, a game record.
He balled.
Just come through, just ruin everything. That's just him. Dorrance Armstrong had an amazing camp. And
he looked good too.
So glad he got his flowers today. He's just blossomed. Deron Payne.
Tell him.
Deron Payne.
Tell him again.
Deron Payne. I was just like, is that Deron? I can't wait. And can we all please? And this is somebody who I've even come back and say, well, he doesn't get hot till around week 4 or 5. But Bobby Wagner.
Oh, he was smacking.
Bobby Wagner today, he showed up in week 1. And so you figure this is week 1. And this is a team that consistently progresses. They have not BS'd us yet. Mm-hmm. They really haven't. When Coach Quinn said they want to build on what they did last year, you saw that today.
Yeah.
You saw that today. It was not perfect at all. But you saw that today. Every time Debo went back there for a return kick, Lake looked at me because he never said, I told you earlier. You said, is Debo really going to return to kicks? I said, yes.
I did. I was like, all these kicks? I was like, what? Really?
Yes. Yeah. But that's how you know they on demon time. That's how you know the type of time that they're on. Mm-hmm. That's how you know. And then of course, when Debo, Luke had a heck of a return.
Great return. Yeah, good return.
And, he did that. And so you see the build. You see the build, and that's good. I mean, and the hope is always. And I felt like this maybe a few weeks ago. I said, Matt Gay, the hope is that Matt Gay doesn't have to kick beyond 50 yards.
True.
That is the hope, because if you're scoring touchdowns, the most that he's doing is kicking the extra point. Mm-hmm. So I saw it all. I saw it. And the 2-minute, that was bizarre. I don't know what, but of course, Jaden immediately took accountability, like he always
does. What you should though, like
because I've seen them do 2-minute situationals all summer. Like I've seen them do this. And everyone's talking about paying money here. So we went in Spock Track. It is not actually. He doesn't have any guaranteed money.
No, we're talking about not that. It's that this is his last year on his deal, right? This is last year on his deal.
Going into next year.
Yeah. He's a free agent next year. He's a free agent next year, right?
Not 2026. Does that make sense? So
I thought this is last year in his deal. This is not the last year in his deal.
I'm gonna send it to you. Send it to you right now.
All right, send it to me. Okay, send it to me. I thought this was last year in his deal.
I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Yeah, I thought this was a contract year.
We got in a conversation about that today, and it looks like he's still under contract 2026, 2027. He doesn't have guaranteed money, so he would be a free agent in 2027. So he's another year.
Oh, no, he has no more guaranteed money next year.
He doesn't have any guaranteed money.
He basically a fish out of water then. Okay, there's no guarantee. Yeah, send it to me, because I thought I was on the assumption that this is last year in this deal. Yeah, you're right. No,
he a free agent the following year.
Yeah, you're right. 2027 is a free agent.
Right.
They can void it though. They can void it 2027. They can void it,
exactly.
Oh, so basically, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Right, but it's like
they can void it.
But here's the reality though. This staff is better.
Very good point though.
This staff is better. Mm-hmm. Like they're better. Look at what they're getting out of Quan Martin.
I mean, Quan's supposed to be Quan is good. He's supposed to be good. He's supposed to be really good.
But he wasn't.
Well, I would say this about Quan.
He was like
Ron. I'll say this about with that. Like they made him play nickel, which was bad. Like he was a safety in college. Like he should have always played safety. Like, but yeah, I get your point though. Yeah. Definitely.
So Coach Quinn talked about Deron. It's you gotta get these people in certain spaces.
True. That's very true.
And I mean, hey, you never know, but he showed up.
I agree with this. He did. I'm about to I've been really hard on Coach Quinn. I mean, Coach Witt, not Quinn. I like Quinn a lot. But yeah, today I'll say it today. All that talking, I always say he do a lot of talking. It matches up today. Today it matched up.
He always match up to me because he will say when something was a bad call, or it was a bad call. I'm throwing it out, or we're not doing this right. Hey, it starts with your roster. Mm-hmm. It starts with your roster and getting guys that you're not trying to make them do something they're not there to do or that they can't do.
Yeah,
I said this on your pregame. My expectation. You know what? Who Russell Wilson is? What he does? Yeah. What did I say? I said keep him on the ground. That's all.
Yeah.
with these folks, these people, now you know what I'm talking about. With this defensive line, he should be on the ground a lot. Many quarterbacks should be on the ground a lot.
Yeah, I know,
right?
definitely.
And that offensive line wasn't all that. I knew that part. I was like, well, this offensive line really the Giants.
Yeah, because they're missing their best. They're missing Andrew. Yeah, and they missed an Andrew.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, they should be able to.
Like I said,
him be successful in moments, but he was under distress a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was a little worried about the offense not letting it roll when the defense was coming back getting off the field, giving the ball back to Jaden Daniels and the offense. I was like, wow.
Bowie TV, I'll say this is Bowie TV's channel right here.
Bowie TV.
Yeah, this like the one you're on is Bowie TV's channel.
Yep. Make sure you subscribe.
Subscribe if you like it.
I am on site with the Washington Commanders, Candi Waller. We also have Karita Parks, who does the Baltimore Ravens, on site as well. We have a ton of other content also. So make sure you're subscribed to Bowie TV.
All right, JD75. All right, there you go.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I just thought that the defense was my overall thoughts. So the defense was, and I said this already, so I'm not gonna be redundant. But even the defense was overpowering. I think they were the highlights of today. They were the more consistent unit. They dominated, to be honest with you. That was a straight dominating effort. Like Kinlaw was a beast. Deron was amazing. I'm glad you mentioned Doris Armstrong, because he was a guy that I thought last year, but a lot of people they didn't talk about him enough to me last year. I thought he was really good last year. I thought he was really good last year.
And he was on the rise all summer long. That's the thing. You gotta get better. You have to get better, or you're not gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stay consistent per se. You got to get better. You're not gonna make it in this system.
Yeah, and I like that. Like Reeves with a big hit. I keep telling people in the fourth quarter, this dude Jeremy Reeves is a problem. Like, he is a problem. I like seeing him on the field, man. I like seeing him on the field.
Now, I had asked, and I brought this up, I think on here and on my show as well, when I asked Coach Witt after the Burgundy and Gold scrimmage about the defense, right? Like the New England joint practice and then the scrimmage. And he said if the defense played like they did in that scrimmage, that's the way it should look. And I'm going to tell you, that's what I saw. I was like, ooh, like it was, and you don't want to say too much in case you don't see it. But that scrimmage was real. It was real. And the first team offense was having a hard time. Again, didn't have all their pieces right at that moment in time either, but they were having a hard time. And the defense, they just couldn't get in. They just couldn't do much with the defense. So, if everybody stays healthy, I did see Frankie Louvu miss some tackles, Yeah,
Frankie didn't have the best. He had the best game.
Yeah, he didn't have the best game. He was he's fast.
Yeah.
He's there. He was speedy. You saw all the speed. You saw all of the agility, all of the just Frankie. Yes. His Louisville, you see him.
Wild Samoan. That's what I call him.
He's
the Wild Samoan.
He's there. He's flying around. But I saw him miss some tackles today.
Yeah.
Definitely saw him miss some tackles.
Yeah. I think teams will try to, I think he's going to have to figure out a way, like teams are going to try to use his aggressiveness against him. He's going to try to have to find a way to kind of counter that. Because I don't want him to change the way he plays. I don't want him to change the way he plays.
Yeah, they're going to try to play on it, because they know he's anxious. They know.
Yeah, there you go.
They know he's the goon. They know he's the goon. If you can bait anybody, it's him.
Yeah. You basically said it for me. Like, that's what it is. Like,
it's him and Marshawn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're going to try to.
Those are the two that you can
Well,
bait.
Marshawn is different. That's a different type of goon.
Marshawn is different, right?
Yeah, different type of goon. That's a different type of bait. Frankie's more innocent. He's just aggressive. It's I don't know how to explain it.
You can't.
Marshawn a different type of goon.
But I do hope. I don't know what you all saw on the TV version.
I love Marshawn, man. I love Marshawn. Don't ever change Marshawn.
I guess he, they were like, oh, he's suplex dude. Okay. It was a tackle. You know, he had a lot of strength and power on that one. But when the Giants got a little too aggressive and pushing, Mikey turned into a goon. Like Mikey,
Mikey
can flip.
Mikey Caribbean. It's different.
Mikey and he doesn't
different.
like. I was like, oh, this is about to get bad, and it's because don't you mess with Marshawn now. Now, Mike, I mean, he's not going to tolerate any Marshawn foolishness. Mikey.
And Mikey,
he's little brother, big brother. Don't mess with his
Mikey
brother.
and LaShawn are like they that type.
Oh yeah, and all of them, but don't mess with his brothers. He is little brother, big brother. It'll get ugly fast.
I mean, Mikey,
and that's why I was like, oh, this is a mess. Somebody gonna get kicked out. And no, nobody did, but it's just, you know, this is an intense game. Dietrich Wise.
Man, can you talk about Dietrich Wise was amazing.
Dietrich Wise has been, I can tell y'all, week one so far, all of the people I'm naming are a joy to cover. They're a joy to cover. This team, like their personalities, the people, Dan Quinn, Adam Peters, they're all like similar. Jaden, they're all similar in their personalities and how they are and how they treat the media. They're really, really good.
Yeah,
and so Dietrich is great on that football field, different human, just like everybody else. And you know, I would see when we would post Dietrich Wise clips on Bowie TV or share them, he would, he looks slow, he did, and I wouldn't, nobody respond to any of this because they gonna see.
They gonna learn.
See. Okay, you gonna learn because that's during a drill. That's not even doing team drill. That's just a drill. Chill out. But you gonna see. And everybody saw today with Dietrich Wise is a part with everybody saw a lot. You saw Johnny Newton, like, I want some, get me in, you know, like Jacob Martin, you saw him get into the action. I don't know if I said this before, but I remember I had I shared with you all that I had conversations with someone, you know, in the front office about Jeremy Chin, and you know, we talked about all of that, and what they said back to me is, I think you will be pleased with Will Harris. And
he looked good, bro. He looked good. I ain't gonna lie, he looked good. And
so we'll see, because the schedule doesn't get easier.
It does not. By far, it does not get easier.
Not at all.
Does not at all. What is this?
The Packers on Thursday, I think they look good. I saw the Raiders look good. I think the Falcons lost to the Bucks.
The Bucks look good. The Bucks will be fine. They're a good team.
Right.
Wise, Paul said, Wise unsung hero this day. High IQ.
Dietrich Wise. Oh yeah. I mean, he knows where the football is. He knows how people are moving. He knows how the quarterback's moving. And it was just a lot of times. Russell Wilson, I don't know how you all saw it, and I watched the TV version tonight, but a lot of times Russell, he just couldn't see.
Sierra's husband, I'm gonna keep telling folks this, man. I call him Sierra's husband. That's why I call him. I don't call him Russell Wilson anymore. He's lost the Russell Wilson name a long time ago for me. So Sierra's husband has not been like the same dude in quite some time, and it's like he takes sacks, which he does, and he holds the ball. Like they talk about he holds the ball because he can't see, and then when he doesn't see it, it's too late. He used to do this thing when he used to be on his tippy toes, or he used to do this thing when he would move around the pocket. But now he's kind of lost that kind of sense of ability, ability. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting for the Giants. I'm not going to lie. Their situation is going to be very interesting to see what direction they go with Russ. Like, I'm very interested to see
the only reason why they didn't put Jackson Dart in today, I believe, is because of the defensive line.
Yeah, I don't think you put him in this situation. And you don't put him in this. No, you don't.
Yeah, you couldn't put him in this situation.
Yeah, you give him a week
in another situation, but not this one.
And I wouldn't even, to be honest with you, to be fair to Jackson Dart, I'm not putting him in mid-game anything. I'm putting him in a game where I give him a whole week of practice. Then I'm putting him in. I'll put Jameis in for something like that, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
Jameis, I would. Huh? I know it wasn't active. That's what I'm saying. I would. That's weird to me. That's just, to me, that's weird.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that they had intentions. They had package ready for Jackson Dart. After Ian Rappaport shared it publicly, you know, I was like, yep, we already knew. We knew, and the team had planned for both.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw
they
did.
had planned. So this was something that we were already hip to. And
so
they had planned.
It's going to be
they
interesting.
Were ready for it. Whatever smoke you bring in, they were ready for it.
But I was so impressed with the way they they guarded or defended Neighbors. Neighbor.
Yeah,
I thought it was real.
You know, the times he got out, I guess that was when Mikey had to go out and Noah had to come in. But you know, he's going to be successful. But they didn't score any touchdowns today.
Yeah,
like the Giants didn't score any touchdowns today.
That's what I'm saying.
I see the question here, right? The Giants were 3-14 last season. Nice to win today, but expectations, in my opinion, based on what I've learned from this organization, expectations should always be tempered until they win the Super Bowl. Temper your expectations, right? Because there's always opportunity to get better. What I can say is this team is better than they were last year.
It looks like it.
The Commanders are better than they were last year. I think it's very safe to say that. I think it is very safe to say they are going to clean up what happened today. Because let's be really clear.
Yeah, that's my man.
21 points. It should have been more than 21 points.
Oh, it should have been 30. It should have been 30. It should have been 30. At least 30 to 6, 30 to 3 or something.
That's absolutely a thing there. And there were some penalties there. That it's like, come on. Now, at some point, I'm like, who is Dan Snyder calling from his boat? And who is he paying? Because some of these calls that happen at Northwest Stadium are just bogus.
Oh, some calls bad, but yeah.
But some of them are fair. Some of them are correct.
Some are fair. Some are fair though. I wasn't mad at like some of like the hands to the face call doesn't bother me because the helmet moved up a little bit. It didn't bother me. Like I was like, all right, it's close enough. I'm not going to act like
we had to talk about that.
Yeah. It wasn't far off. I'm like the helmet did like lodge up. So like, you know, I'm not mad at the ref.
I was in shock. It was almost it happened, but you know.
It's not like a call. Like I feel like if you're a Washington fan, you saw, or you're a person who covers the Commanders, you see much worse with them getting cheated. But
it's like they still. It's something. I don't know who Dan is calling. This is my this is my opinion. I don't know. It's not true. I hope, but it's not right. Oh, okay. We were so worried about the linebackers in the front, but the front four and secondary. But see, no, this is what I'm talking about. I said the defensive line. And your secondary. Remember on pregame, I said I'm proud of this secondary. Today is the day because the Giants got receivers. They do, and I have to see this secondary more than just today. Okay, and so it starts with your defensive line. If your defensive line gets all the right pressure, it makes it easier on everybody else. It really does. It's all hard, but at least it makes it a little easier. Russell Wilson was running for his life so much, and it was so much happening.
Yeah, he was running for his life.
Also, that line of scrimmage battle, they were loaded coming off the line today. The Commanders were loaded. Listen, this is something that I had shared here on my shows as well. They are practicing precision, attention to detail, speed, and they are not playing. They're not playing at all. Now it allows your linebackers to be smart, to be your quarterbacks on defense, to help call the plays, help be the intellectuals. Not that everybody else isn't either, because there's a lot of smart guys. There's a lot of high football IQ guys on the team overall. But it was like, for the most part, they always knew where the football was.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Didn't see any takeaways today. That was unfortunate.
They were close. They were close. I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like they're playing the right way to what you're talking about, like flying to the football. They're playing aggressive. I think you play that style of football, you're going to create turnovers eventually.
Oh yeah, you have to. They basically did today. Quan got something, but that was the one that got called back.
Yeah,
because to the helmet, but.
Quan close, man. Quan, I keep telling folks, Quan close.
It's and there was a couple pass breakups. But I'm like, get the football in your hand.
Yeah.
Don't just bat it away. Just grab it.
Don't worry, Mikey gonna get it. Mikey gonna get the first pick six.
They'll have some.
Mikey will get the first. Hey, Henry, Mikey gonna get the first pick six. But I do want to talk about.
I would like it to be Marshawn Lattimore myself.
I mean,
but either way, I'd be pleased. I'll be very pleased.
It would be good to have it to be Marshawn, but you know what? He needs. I mean, people be trying to hate on Marshawn. You know what? I like that,
and that's why I would like it to be him. But at any rate, Mikey would be terrific.
Cliff, what's going on? Cliff says, glad to see Payne get some backfield action today. Yeah, Payne was the man. He was the man.
He was in the mix.
All right, I'm gonna go back to off.
Everybody was in the mix in a positive way. There wasn't anybody that I was like, for the
down on.
They made quick adjustments. Knock on wood, all the positive things. Nobody got injured.
That's the coolest thing. Like, that's the thing. Like, because the Giants had people fall. Like, Giants had people dropping.
Listen.
I
didn't want to bring that up. I kind of brought it up earlier about Brian Burns and the game that he had.
Yeah.
He was tired. Like, he was exhausted running after those dudes today. He was tired.
But Washington, I would say that Cliff does that. That's the type of style that Cliff, he'll make you tired.
If you want a piece of his offense, you got to work.
You going to work. Yeah,
I mean, all the physicality, that's what it is though. Because when you play somebody like a Philadelphia Eagles, that's what it looks like.
There you go. There you go.
You can't be soft dealing with them. And so it's going to be hard. It's going to be tiresome, but they're moving fast. I don't know if y'all can see it.
Yeah, they look fast.
Guys are faster. They are.
Defensively, they look faster. They look faster defensively.
Absolutely.
They do.
Yeah, they are.
So in terms of offense, which offensive player stood out the most in the win to you?
I mean, Bill.
Okay.
Bill, we knew, there was this offense, Bill. I went on my John Bates almost rant earlier on the pregame, but there was some plays where I'm like, John Bates gonna block his behind off every time. But I'm gonna be, Bill, John Bates, Austin Eckler had some great runs. Really had some great runs.
Austin Eckler was looking real good. I ain't gonna hold you. That man.
It's like I shared things during training camp, and then I see it, and I'm like, well, that's what we saw, and so that's what and I'll tweet it. But it's like I just want to see if what I'm seeing is real. Like
you seen it. You seen it. I ain't gonna lie. You seen it.
And I was like, is he really moving that fast? And yes, he is. Debo. When you all saw a glimpse of it today, when it really starts to click with Debo, Noah, Jalen, and Terry, oh my gosh.
I'm with you. I mean, look, man, I know how.
Because I already know the caliber of people they are. What didn't click today, they're going to work on that. They're going to work on that.
Oh, I know. Like I know. Yeah. Terry had a play. That bomb would have been pretty. Because the fans were ready for it.
They was ready for it.
The fans were ready. They were chanting Terry.
And some of that was, like Coach Kingsbury said, it's time on task.
Yeah.
Right. Terry just got back out to practice, like on task time. You feel me? And so, It was, people didn't want to believe me. And I was like, well, Austin Eckler, they were like, nah. Even today, he was like, well, Austin, I'm like, yo,
Austin,
I don't know. Listen, the team they have more athletic trainers. They have a nutrition center. They're just invested so much into the health and wellness of the players. Austin, some of these dudes look like the vintage them. Shout out to Zach Ertz, right? That mistake, that penalty. The drop, they done went right back to his security blanket. Looked like he never left. Looked like he never missed a step. I've been talking about Zach Ertz since May.
I'm gonna tell folks, I feel like the most Zach Ertz makes me feel like just a genius all the time. Because when he signed him, I was so boosted. Like I was really excited. Everybody was like, "Why are you excited?" Like we got Zach Ertz. I know how good he is. But they were like, "Oh, he's old." And I was like, "I don't care." Like he's like still what he does in this league when he has a full season when healthy. he's still one of the better tight ends in football. Not just one of the like he's one of the best tight ends in football. I know exactly what I'm saying. Like he doesn't have to be. Sometimes we get fixated on like these fast, athletic tight ends or this, that, and the other. He's a guy that knows the game of football, period. But I do want to read a comment from Paul. He talked about Bill. He said, Candi, as I explained to Wole in April, Bill brings a different element to this run game. Do you see more carries for Bill as the season goes on?
Yeah. I mean, he could split with Austin like he did today.
Yeah.
And then, hey, if it's a lot going on, put J-Mac in there.
Mm-hmm. They really do like him a lot, though, J-Mac, right? They really like him a lot. Dang, I don't like him as much as they do. They like him, but you know what? They know better than me. That's all I keep saying. They know more than me.
I mean, hey,
they know more than me.
And where they have gotten it wrong, they've alleviated it quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it has flown under the radar so much with like Dominique Hampton.
Yeah.
Right? That was one of their draft picks from last season.
Yeah.
Wasn't working out. They released him.
Got you.
When it doesn't work out, they make a move.
Yeah.
They don't waste time. So it's I saw the things, I saw what it can be. I see why people say what they say about the Commanders. I want so bad to talk about like, the Eagles trying to trade for Micah Parsons and what that means. And just, I think this team, the Washington Commanders, are a team that people are watching closely for so different reasons. You think about this game today, if there's not all those drops, if there's not all those penalties, those can be corrected.
I agree.
They can be corrected. Okay. Those can be corrected. So stay healthy. Think about the things that can be corrected. They continue to do what they did well today, very well, or continue to get better. What could this look like?
I totally agree. I think it could be something super special. You look at some of these offensive numbers. Krosky, Merritt, Bill, 82 rushing yards, only on 10 carries, so averaging 8.2 yards a carry. Crazy.
Oh, those yards per carry today.
Yeah.
Very different than
Austin. Austin Eckler, averaging 4.3 yards a carry. McNichols, 6.2 yards a carry.
I feel like Jeremy had like 6 yards per carry.
I mean, Debo, only had one run, but touchdown run, 19 yards per carry.
Listen,
it's crazy.
When you look at this offense, the Commanders offense, that touchdown run, that whole series, that's who they are. And I tweeted this. I said the grit and resilience they showed on that series. I mean, they would get penalties, then they would make some movement, they would get another penalty to bring it back, they get some more movement again. I mean, everybody fought for that touchdown. That was not just Debo fighting, it was the team. Like, we have to score, we have to get this right. And for them to not mentally give up on it, was just like, they just kept fighting. And so that's one of the things that Coach Quinn always talks about, the resilience, and that they just keep fighting for one another. Like, they want to win together. The question I asked Coach Quinn about Josh Connolly Jr., the way that the offensive line surrounded Josh Connolly Jr. when that game ended and gave that young man all the hugs and all the love, Josh Connolly did a tremendous job today. Sure, he blew one time. Okay, then I said that earlier. I said, listen, he's not going to win them all, everybody. He's not going to win them all. But you didn't hear much about, you heard Kayvon Thibodeau's name like once. You definitely heard Brian Burns' name a lot. But
Abdul Carter. You're Abdul Carter.
But you didn't, right.
No, you heard them, but you ain't really. They didn't overwhelm the game. They didn't overwhelm the game. Brian Burns overwhelmed the game for like
Brian Burns.
He overwhelmed the game.
Yeah, he was the only one, though.
He was the only one. No, he was the only one. He had a day. He was the only one.
And he looked like he had a day. At the end, when that game was towards the end, he was so gassed. Like, oh my gosh. And I was like, yo, they made Brian Burns work for a day. Like,
he had to work. Oh boy had to work. Oh boy had to work today.
And so it didn't look good, but they won.
Yeah. And so
we got a lot to work on. So it wasn't like people was like, it wasn't nothing.
Yeah, that's what Todd is saying. Like the offense left so much on the field. It's twofold. You see so much potential with this unit. You could tell this was the first game. The first game rust. Thank God we had the Giants first.
Yeah, because the Thursday is
yeah, because that Thursday ain't going to be tough. Yeah,
what everybody's gonna do, but
yeah, that third quarter was long.
Yeah, the penalties. It was bizarre. I said, is he on the phone? Is he tapped in? Because what is happening? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
You draft the offensive tackle in the first round that your offensive coordinator sends you a note and says, draft the tackle from Oregon. You already know what time it is. And for Jaden to say, I know he's ready. And they definitely tried him, and he wasn't successful every down. And nobody's gonna be successful every down. Jaden wasn't successful every down today.
Yeah. No, Jaden was Joe. This wasn't the best. Jaden wasn't the
best Jaden day.
It wasn't the sharpest. No. Throwing the ball, he wasn't the sharpest. Throwing the ball, he wasn't the sharpest.
No, the pass game, and Coach Quinn talked about that too. He left a lot to be desired in the pass game for sure. But that run game is stacked.
So the run game was great. The run game was great.
They ready. And that offensive line is ready too. But they got to get that pass game, and they will.
They will. I agree with you. They will.
If you remember last year, the pass game didn't really get set until week 3.
And even I would say even get better. Truthfully, got better, like even further out. But you're right though.
Right. It was like week 3, and they had the Cardinals. And they had the Browns. It was week 5. Week 6 was the Ravens game. That's when it got a little, But remember, I always say the Hail Mary game was not a good offensive day.
Oh, it's a terrible game.
Hail Mary.
Yeah, it was a terrible game.
What was that? Week 8?
Yeah, I think to me, Jaden is a passer guy. I keep saying it. Like he got better as a passer, was far further in the season. Like he became like in terms of understanding NFL defenses and just letting it rip. It would have to when he got healthier. So obviously, when he got healthier, when the ribs hurt, but a little healthier. But like slightly before the Atlanta game, like I felt like he was like starting to get into his groove as a passer.
Yeah,
like as a passer. So to your point, like it may take. I don't think it's gonna take that long. Don't get twisted.
It's not. You
got to take that long.
And it's time on task with Terry. We know I believe that's what that was. And they did it last year too. Remember him and Terry were hot, and you didn't hear anything from Terry like for a few weeks, and then they were hot again. That's what would happen. It even with he and Debo spend a lot of time together, but it's still time on task with them.
Yeah, that's even with that.
It's going to hit. It's going to hit everybody. Trust me, it's going to, because that's just how they wired. That's just how they wired. They're gonna figure that out. They don't like. Because it wasn't even like Jaden was all smiley and happy-go-lucky. No,
I like that because I feel like as long as he understands, like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like as a competitor and as talented as Jaden is, and that's people saw my tweets. I was like, this kid's special. But also, I can acknowledge that, like, he was off, like in terms of some of his throws. Because some of these dudes should have made some of these catches, but also you can make their lives easier if you were, if he was on his own game, right? That's how I looked at it. But at the end of the day, but like I felt like I don't know how you felt and how folks in the press box kind of looked at it. I thought they were being a little too cute offensively calling certain plays rather than just doing what they needed to do. But I want to know what were your overall thoughts on how that game was going in terms of offense.
I thought it was more execution for me.
Okay.
I didn't have any issues with the play calling.
Okay.
It was more the execution is off.
Okay.
For me.
That's fair. That's fair.
The run game was so good. It was solid. But that was my challenge with it. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, off. Okay. What which is unfortunate, because like you said, the run, it was working and the blocking was working. So that's why the run game was so successful. And that's the run game on this defensive line. So I was like,
yeah.
So I didn't, it was, I don't know what was happening. I think to the 2-minute warning, they don't know either.
Yeah. That's what we talking about. You talking about the play calling and that from 2017.
But again, I don't know. Something was off there.
Something was off there.
Something was off there because that wasn't. Something was off because I'm going to still put that on execution.
Okay.
I don't think that was intentional grounding.
You don't think it was supposed to be or was?
I don't think it was supposed to be at all.
Oh no, yeah. I said this on when I was.
Nobody was over there, but somebody was supposed to be.
I mean, he threw it there. Somebody's supposed to. He threw it there. I thought Jade. I mean, as a quarterback, you're supposed to see it and just throw it near somebody. That's how I look at it. So I'm not going to. All right. So personally, I don't blame Cliff on that play. I don't. No, I blame Jaden. I'm not gonna lie. I blame Jaden.
No.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna put that on.
Somebody,
Yeah. So I'm not gonna put that on. I think as a quarterback, if we're talking about playing quarterback at the highest level, and Jaden is, I'm putting Jaden on that level. Like he's smart. Jaden's an intelligent quarterback.
He's very smart.
So you should know, like you got to throw it near. I'm not saying you're gonna make it. Just throw it near them. They're gonna give it to you. Just throw it near somebody. They're gonna give it to you and say it's not grounding. They'll say, "Oh, you're trying to throw it to Zach Ertz. You're in duress. You're trying to throw it to Zach Ertz." Rather than if you throw it with no,
he just threw it over there.
Yeah, that's like I think he just had a moment where he didn't understand what was going on, and I just don't. Then that happens.
Hey, listen, he's in his second year.
Yeah, exactly.
I know he had a great year last year, but it's like, all right, everybody.
Yeah, no one's perfect. That's what I'm saying. No one's perfect. Yeah, no one's perfect.
And so, like, all right, he still got something. He's human.
Yeah.
He still has, some things he gotta learn.
He's talking about Quinn using the timeout earlier. Yeah, you can make an argument for that. Using the timeout that earlier. You can make the argument for that. I agree.
But, I mean, it was.
George, stop making excuses, George. I ain't gonna hold you. Are you making too many excuses? Like a test of like there's is. In
that case, he could have thrown it, but he could have thrown it away
to somebody. That's all I'm saying.
But that was also a challenge last year.
Yeah, sometimes that too. Sometimes
like the play is dead. Move on to the next play.
Yeah, that's true though. That's true. He's done that before. Yeah, that's true. That's the thing.
He still has to work on. You still trying to be a hero. You still trying to make something happen because that's just the competitor in him. But you just gotta just throw it away. It ain't working.
Yeah, I agree. But at the end of the day, like, still, even without all that, they still had an opportunity to still put that game away. I won't lie. Yeah, I felt like, yeah. He said, "Pause." I won't lie. It felt like a glorified fourth preseason game.
I mean, some of these games aren't looking too hot, though. The Thursday night football game was a little hard to watch.
It was true.
The Chargers, Chiefs was a little hard to watch. Some of this. I mean, week one is tricky. Tricky.
Paul said, Todd said that Jaden was holding on to the ball too long.
He should throw it away. And that's something he's gonna work on.
But see, I agree.
He's gonna work on that.
But that's the thing with. I mean, it's not a knock on him, but to your point, Cam, like you said it before, like that was something that we saw last year. But he would before throwing the ball away, but he would. He would make so many special plays, so it's hard to kind of like go again. You know what I mean? Like I don't.
He stayed in the pocket for the most part. Sometimes you just take off and run. Be like, just give me the football. And I'm gonna run. Yes, he did, because yes, he did. But for the most part, he stuck to the program. He stuck to the plan.
Yeah.
So, but I would prefer them not be perfect by any means and win the football game.
Agreed. There you go.
Because then that lets me know. Oh, y'all can play a lot better than this, which they can.
They can. They definitely can.
You saw some ugliness, but the defense definitely was the unit that made it possible.
Why were they so dominant to hold the Giants to 6 points? Like, why were they so dominant? What would you if you had to point your finger at one thing, what would that one thing be?
I said it after the Burgundy and Gold script. I mean, they just got the juice. I mean, they had to play. They added pieces that made it better. And it starts up front. They have better D-line. They got a better secondary. I always say, look at the roster. The only, from the defensive perspective, the only roster that's pretty much the same are the linebackers. They're sure about their linebackers, right? I mean, of course, they drafted another one this year, right? But they basically had the same linebackers, right? They didn't overhaul that position. Remember, that was actually going into last year, that was the position group that they almost like completely overhauled.
Yes.
With their linebacker room, right? Now you've seen them basically now overhauling their defensive line and their secondary. And it starts with just high football IQ guys that are big and they're strong and they're fast. Their roster got better.
Yeah.
They made improvements. They made improvements with their roster. And for the players that came back, they wanted them to see them get better. You know, so the Quan Martins, that I'm talking about, that were already on the roster, right? So like the Quan Martins, the Percy Butlers, the Deron Paynes, right? So it's just they're better. They added better. And because, and also, you know, this coaching staff, this is their second year together.
So, continuity is everything.
Continuity is everything. Yes, wholeheartedly agree. I don't think people realize how much it hurts, so to speak, to continue to change. You know, change coordinators, change position coaches, and all of that. That takes some wear and tear. You know, it pulls back on the learning curve. But I mean, at the Burgundy and Gold game, I was like, is this? And it was so funny because like they was doing their whole get hype thing and Jaden come, you know, moseying on over there into their huddle, and they were like, get back. Like he's like, oh, this is a real game. Yeah, it's a real game. Get on. You know. He learned quickly. These are your friends. But not right now. Not. So yeah.
I want to make sure, hey folks, make sure y'all hit the like button on these videos. You know, subscribe, do all that good jazz. That's well for the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm when it comes to Commanders content. You know what I mean? So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also like the video if you're new to these channels. Todd says the defensive line was totally different. Again, it's the Giants, but they were more disciplined against the run, and the pass rush was more aggressive. Consistent and disciplined.
Yes, and how on earth, everybody, did I forget to talk about Von Miller?
Yeah, can you say talk? What did he? I didn't get what did Von do out there? What, like, I didn't get a chance to kind of like
what he always do. What he said he could do. He could still wake up out of the bed and go rush the passer.
Von is awesome, man.
He was definitely in the mix.
Yeah, man.
He was definitely in the mix. And you know, so many people talk about age, but you have a front office that understands talent evaluation. And where's Bobby Wagner? This is the only industry where 35 is like 200 years old.
Preach.
You know, if you are putting the right things in your body, and you have skilled athletic trainers, a skilled nutrition center now, all of these things, more recovery equipment, all of the things, you will see like what Zach Ertz is doing. You will see like what Austin Eckler is doing. You will see what like Bobby Wagner and Von Miller did today. I was just like, I had to laugh a couple times. Like, there goes Von. Oh, that's that move Von did that day in practice. And I was like, oh, like what? Huh? You know, like, how'd you get there so fast? And I seen the thing about Kinlaw. You know, I have been consistent in my messaging around.
You have been. I've been different.
Everybody,
give her flowers. I've been different with Kinlaw.
Kinlaw, I was
because I've been different.
I tell you, I would sit somewhere and I'll be like, "Oh, let's see who makes me look today." Javon Kinlaw ends up making me look because he's just in the way. He's just there. You're like, "Whoa, wow! Did he just take 3 people out at the same time?" Oh my goodness, what is this going to look like in real game when he's not playing his teammates? So it's just
so when he's not playing his teammates. Paul, give you your flowers too. Look, that's what I'm talking about.
Thank you. And so, we talked about all those guys, Dorrance, Dietrich. We talked about everybody. Trey Amos, you talked about him a little bit. He got a DPI called on him today. Learning moment. I'm not gonna hold that against him because
that happens.
He needed to do too.
Yeah, it happens.
Somebody just gotta sit with me and talk to me about DPIs because I'm like, well, what is it? Because sometimes it's super duper clear and other times it's not. But it for them to have won as bad as it looked at times, in my opinion, because when they started at 14, I was like, okay, well, what's going on here? Why is this not working anymore? What happened? So
yeah, I like Wise and Armstrong. They were everywhere. Like they were
got hurt, and nobody got hurt.
Yeah, they were explosive and special. Seriously.
Yeah, all these people. You all should go on. If you subscribe to Bowie TV, there's a video. There's a short, I think, from training camp files. It was just drills, like individual drills or position group drills. And people were like talking about how slow he is. And team wanted to keep wanted to respond. I'm like, no, don't respond to game. Week 1 coming soon enough. They'll know.
They say it was slow. Folks will hate. Folks always, man. You know what? I ain't going. Folks, they do way too much.
This is a video, people.
Like they do way too much.
Did Debo look out of shape to anybody? That's what I'm saying. Like you can't, feed into a lot of that.
Debo.
And then everybody, like we talked about Will Harris. I see the comments. Somebody said, "I owe Harris an apology." Yeah, I gave.
No, so I did. I was
by a trusted individual. Directly, we were having a direct conversation, and what that individual said to me is, "I think you'll be pleased with Will Harris." That's what he was talking to me because they know how over the year I got very fond of Jeremy Chin and just all of the thing, just him, how he was playing.
Yeah,
their team was ready to pivot when Jeremy signed with the Raiders, and said, "I think you'd be pleased with Will Harris." Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
All of them. I mean, they just got better.
Yeah, they played their butts off. They really did. Like they were amazing. They all played their butts off. It was what the defense did was out of this world. It was spectacular. Like you won't hear me say like Joe Witt has got my approval right now, which is not an easy thing to do. Like I was hard on Joe. I was difficult in terms of like I was saying all this talk or whatever, but what they did today, and I don't care if it's the Giants. It's just that because we've seen the Giants give this team problems in the past. And he produced. They produced today. They definitely produced.
Like that's what you're supposed to do, right? Like
you do. Yeah, exactly.
Then they're not supposed to score a touchdown. Then.
Yeah, exactly. And even when they got in situations where it'd be easy to falter or quit in a situation where to give up a touchdown, they were like 3rd and goal from like the 3-yard line still, or 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. They were unable to punch it through. You know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to say back to the secondary because I think this is an important point. When we spoke with Coach Witt last week, I think it was actually Ben Standing who asked him a question about the secondary, all the people on the secondary, all the different players, between the corners and the safeties. And what Coach Witt brought up was because I've been trying to find an analogy or like an example of what this unit, the secondary, so this is corners and safeties, like all them, like what it reminds me of, like or who or like what do I have to compare it to because I couldn't explain it. And he brought up the 2014 Green Bay secondary, and I said, "Oh my gosh, Coach Witt got his secondary." Coach Witt was with the Packers that year. That's when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I said, now I'm not saying it's like the exact same people. Let me be clear, right? It's different skill sets, it's different, but he had a vision for what the secondary could be. And I know it is based on, now it makes sense because that's an excellent secondary. And I'm like, oh, and if y'all don't remember, like look it up or whatever, because I know we've been on here for a while. The 2014 Green Bay secondary. I said, this is them.
It is.
This is them. All right. So use your clues on that one, everybody. Soldier said it publicly, but the light bulb immediately went off. I started writing all kinds of notes in my notebook. I was like, yes, yeah. You know, because it's a lot of talent back there.
A lot, like a lot of talent. Like it's like one of the better.
Talent back there.
A lot of talent, man. That secondary is something special. I mean, like that's something special. I'm not gonna go that far, but this secondary has a lot of
what it can be.
What it can be. Yeah, I love the deep. I love the cornerbacks. I do. I love the cornerbacks. The safeties. I love the potential of the safeties. You know what I mean? Especially if certain guys get to play like I like. Like I like Will Harris. I know it's early. I like Will Harris. I mean, everybody knows I love Quan. I love Quan. And I think Reeves, if Reeves gets a consistent opportunity.
I really think, Revo. Quan, Will, Revo, Percy still there. Tyler Owens got in the game a bit today.
I saw that. I thought he got in the game. I thought so.
Definitely did. So,
like,
with these corners.
All right, good night, Mama Waller.
Good night.
Good night. I'll be quick with that. I got you. I got to make sure she gets her acknowledgement.
Yes.
Todd says, "What's out to me was how they stood tall against adversity. Those goal line stances." Agreed. This game was something, and you can see that they had Sierra's husband's flustered. Yeah, he was flustered. Oh no, he was. He was flustered. Sierra's husband was definitely flustered. So, Candi, real quick, what message does this win send to Commanders Nation to you?
They're going to get better. They're going to get better. So if you like what you saw today, just know they're going to get better. Right?
I love it. Yeah.
And even the things that you liked, if you saw something you didn't like, it's going to get better. If you saw something that you liked, it's going to get better. So they're going to get better. That is one thing I'm always certain of. When I see things I don't like, I'm like, they're going to fix it. They're going to work on that. Because they haven't shown me yet when they haven't. And somebody's a problem. So, and they're also, and getting better, I don't, hey, if they see an area where they need to get better and they're not getting better, they're gonna make a change.
Yeah, I know. I think they're gonna get better. I do.
We know that Adam Peters don't mind making a trade at the deadline. So
yeah, I'm with you.
How it goes, but they will continue to get better. That is my message. This is what I saw. They want to get better.
Yeah, I'm with that. I think they will get better. I'm with you on that one.
Lambeau Field is going to be lit Thursday night.
Oh man, of course it is. Like you got Jaden versus Jordan Love. It's a game.
Lambeau Field is already lit. And it's unfortunate, right? Both of these teams are 1-0, so somebody's gonna leave 500.
Yeah, somebody gonna have to. Yeah, it is what it is.
500. So,
yeah. So it just.
Let's see who it is.
Yeah, sorry for ya. But all right, so Candi, before we end this stream, I want to let the folks know how they can catch your content, catch the great work of Bowie TV, how they can catch on social media. Plug it all right now. This is your time.
Cool. So thank you as always for having me.
No problem.
It's always a blast. So make sure you're subscribed to Bowie TV on the YouTube channel. If you're in Prince George's County, Maryland, and you are a Comcast subscriber, you can find Bowie TV on Comcast on channels 190 and 1097. You can follow me on X at CWall SE. You can follow me on Facebook at Candi Waller or Instagram at CEO CWall. Go to Bowie TV Sports on X, IG, Bowie TV on Facebook. Like literally, you can Google it. You can, you're gonna find us. You trust me. You're absolutely going to find us. So I always, love talking to you all, and hope to, good start to the season.
Look, we here. The season's good. It's already started. We 1-0. 1-0. You know what I'm saying? Got Green Bay. Play defense this way, the same way, and the offense is a little better. Good things can happen. That's how I look at it. Good things can definitely happen. But Candi, thank you for being on. And for all the folks tuning in, thank you for tuning in. But I got to remind y'all, just in case y'all forgot, hit the like button now. Waiting on y'all. Thank you. Subscribe. I'm waiting y'all to subscribe. Subscribe, because we need to get to subscribe. The numbers got to go up on everybody's channel. So
yep.
got to go up on everybody's channel. And the more you like the videos, more people find it. So like the video. That's a fact. I wouldn't lie to y'all. I don't believe in lying. Lying's a sin. So make sure y'all do that. Kenny, which is more difficult, training camp or games to cover? What's more difficult to you, training camp or games?
I mean, game season is longer, but training camp is hard.
It's hot outside.
Training camp is hot. It's fun to be paying attention. You can't get aggravated. You got to be out there. It's hot.
It's hot, man. That's
hot.
It's hot, bro. Training camp is hot.
There's games to cover. I'm inside. Like, if I don't feel like going outside, that's what I do. I don't go. I don't like going outside. I be inside watching the game in the comfort of the press box.
I feel you.
But yeah, training camp is hard.
Yeah.
It is like 30 or so days, like the time period, but it's a grind, and we're there a lot. I mean, we're there like 2 days out of the week now, but we're not watching the whole practice, you know. So
the struggle is real. I ain't gonna hold y'all. The struggle is real when training camp. I feel for any reporter that I see covering when, especially when we hit that the DMV heat. I'll be like, damn.
Yeah, it's bad.
That is not. We look. Some folks ain't built for this, and don't be built, and you shouldn't be built for that. That's tough. Yeah. But anyway, fam, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Scene. For Aegis, Ayedig, deuces. We are out. Peace.
To the swag.